Warning: the following program is a collection of idiots talking about the happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, or the Infinite Plus network. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies, the 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please don't sue us. Welcome to the Villains Lounge. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, supervillains of all ages, I am the 3 Counts resident supervillain, the Dark Lord himself, the Dark Goat, Damien Fatale. And as I said, welcome to the Villains Lounge. And it's going to be an interesting episode for episode 29. With me today, I got the Red Dog. And he's to my right, left, one of those. Oh, I actually pointed the right way the first time. Look at that.
Hey, yo.
And then down right below me, we got the Don Chaz Evans.
That's me.
And then to the right of him, to the left of him, to the something, we got. He's always on the Villains Lounge because if I'm not on it, he ain't on it. We both on it. We always doing it, and that's Twitch Graves.
That's your boy.
So this is gonna be different, folks. We probably won't be reviewing anything besides our tempers. And so I guess with that said, what y'all want to talk about?
God damn.
Who wants to go first?
Go on, Chaz.
Go
You
for
know
it,
what?
Chaz.
I'm gonna start something light. I'm not gonna get to the big thing that's really grinding my gears. I'm gonna start off with Ronda Rousey. Okay. I want to start off with her.
Let's go.
Okay. Now look, I love Ronda Rousey. Okay. I will still love Ronda Rousey, but Ronda Rousey needs to shut up. Okay, and stop talking shit. And she needs to stop lying. She's a liar. Okay.
What is she not speaking the truth on?
So look, recently, I think it was last night. Someone posted a thread of pretty much all the things that she said about WWE and her time there in her book. So she pretty much is a thread of all the things that she said. And one thing in particular that really got me, and it got someone else, you may know him, Chris Idol, and he was the one to bring it up too. So she lied, okay, because that's what she did. She said that Charlotte and Rhea at WrestleMania 39 went over their time by 20 minutes. And they felt, which was disrespectful to the main event, which was the Usos and all of them. And for her punishment, they stopped using Rhea as a wrestler and only used her as a valet to punish her. So, Mr. Idol, he went and he checked out the match time because 20 minutes over is a big deal.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania. The match was only 23 minutes.
So they didn't go.
The match was supposed to be only 3 minutes from.
Not a fucking
the match was supposed to be only 3 minutes and 17 fucking seconds. What the fuck you mean they went 20 minutes over, you dumb broad?
Not a chance.
Okay, all right. Look. I ain't gonna look. I'm not. Look, I'm gonna finally say it. I've said this off the record. I'm gonna say this on the record. She's just trying to sell books. I'm just gonna keep it a stack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like she is mad because the way that she utilized herself.
She put.
Look, she mad because she didn't utilize herself.
I was like, fine. Like, I understand she felt like she should have, like, as far as traveling is concerned, she should feel like she should get the Brock Lesnar, the Roman Reigns travel. Dealing as she just had popped out a whole baby and, trying to go see the city. Whereas, I'll give her that. take. They should have gave her at least some better travel. If you, like, especially if, you want her to do all this, that, and the third, all right, well, you better help accommodate me. I got a whole kid over here. Like, let's be for real. So I'll give her that. But the blatant lies like that, a lot of it is just it's just her being mad over certain stuff that, hey, I get, if it was me I'd be mad too, but she's over there over complaining. But that threw me out the off the rocker, because I went, wait a minute, I know that match was a long match, but that match wasn't 20 minutes over. Talking like what? So yeah, that's number one. Fuck Ronda Rousey, but I still
Look,
love her.
all right. So you saying that she says that she thinks she deserved the Brock Lesnar treatment?
As far as transportation's concerned,
Well, guess what? When she's putting on matches like Brock Lesnar, then she can get that treatment.
that's the difference. That's a whole different story, though.
When you
I'm
create
just
the
saying.
revenue that Brock Lesnar has treated,
Like that's what I'm saying. Like no offense or anything. Like, look, she was her runs were They
Facts.
did not present her right,
They weren't the greatest thing since sliced bread. Absolutely not. They were, yeah.
and
They were
I
not.
think
They were not by far grandioso.
some people she had some good chemistry with, and they made her look good. Most people she faced, it was garbage.
Facts.
Yeah.
It just was what it was. It just didn't work out because I feel like she probably didn't put in the fucking work. Let's be real. Come on, Shayna.
I don't.
Shayna, hands down, is a better wrestler than Ronda Rousey will ever be. Period.
Yeah, I can't lie with that.
Because she puts in the work.
That's facts. That's
Yeah,
that's
she
facts.
was on the indie scene like way before anything.
Yeah.
And the other part too is that I think a lot of people forget that when she entered in WWE, when she entered into E like at NXT, I think she was like 37, 38 years old. Like she was like a
Yeah. So like let's keep it real. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like for me, Ronda is kind of like the poster girl for the UFC.
I'm just saying a head kick took you out of UFC and clearly did some sort of damage because you thought you should get the same treatment that you got from UFC in WWE. I'm sorry, but you weren't that big of a deal in WWE. In
she was for
UFC,
the women's
you were,
division.
but was she really though? Like,
Yeah, she was.
No,
Because,
she
like,
helped put eyes on it. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Her presence was justified and used to its fullest potential. I just think she was there too long. I
think so.
I feel like a
I
good
agree.
year
I will agree with
of
that.
her doing that.
The first one was
Yeah,
fun.
like the first
That's
one
the
was
thing.
actually, it was pretty solid. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Like there were
The first
little
one,
few hiccups
fine.
here and there, but for the most part,
I wouldn't say anything about the first run. It was that second run that was the run that was the drizzling shit.
God damn it! Like it just showed all her like look, we all know that she had her flaws in the ring. And that first run, he did a great job at covering 99.9% of that. This second run, like she got exposed.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I get that you were out trying to make a baby, but you should have been learning how to wrestle too. All I'm saying is she obviously didn't put in the work. Look at everybody that's put in the work to train and look what they've produced.
Yeah.
And then one of the subjects I know you want to talk about, that man has put in the work. As much as you want to talk about him now, as much as
I don't want to. No, not yet.
All right, we'll say that.
Not yet.
But it's like, okay, so when we look at Ronda's first run, like we talked about how incredible her first run was for like for a rookie. You know what I mean? Like we did. We were praising her name. We were talking about, yo, she's doing great things. She came in, she elevated the game because like all the other girls knew like, hey, we got to match whatever Ronda's energy is. We got to match that energy, and we saw that happen with a couple of different women, right? Like Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, definitely. We talked about that Royal Rumble match constantly about how like Sasha was able to elevate her, you know. And then you look at the Flair Survivor Series match, right? That was a great match. You know, the kendo stick. That's where she really started to turn the heel mode on. They had a whole pay-per-view for her, right? I mean, Evolution was not Like that paper, they never did a second one. Like they
No,
did that one for her, and then that was it. And then we saw Nikki Bella like made Ronda look really good too in there, and even the promos going up, like we talked about that. But I think the one thing that Ronda really lacked though, she didn't like her promos like were heavily written for her. Like she was never gonna be able to write one, but her stand up game, like bro, just like in the UFC, just like in Saturday Night Live, her stand up game was just garbage. It was just trash.
it was. It was. It just
Yep.
is what it is.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It was just it's like you said, something's off. There's just something off. So for me, I've been just laughing at her because I know she's trying to sell books,
Yeah.
trying to become New York
Well,
Times.
that's a
Oh yeah,
given.
she's
Yeah.
absolutely trying to
Like,
sell books.
One of
Absolutely.
the
so
problem
But when
with
you
her
say a
though,
match is went 20 minutes over, and as a punishment, they make you the valet for the biggest group on Raw, get out of here. That ain't no punishment. I would have look. I would have loved that TV time, and I ain't got to take no bump.
right?
That ain't punishment.
I mean, I want to know what like punishment that was. There was no punishment.
I'm just thinking, 20 minutes over. I could if you would have told me if you would have said 6 to 8 minutes over, I would
I could
believe.
have bought that. Yeah, I
I
could
would
have
buy
bought
Right,
that.
that. Like,
exactly.
20 minutes.
it was like maybe a 15-minute match, and they went like 7 minutes over, eight
Right,
Yeah,
and
minutes
they
over.
probably
I could I
but
could
Yeah.
I
yeah,
could get with
I would
that.
I would take that. But no, she said 20 minutes, and I went, what the world? You've got to be shitting me. There's no way.
She's taking too many punches to the head, so she can't tell time.
Even I had to
I'm
go, all
telling
right,
you,
Ronda, you're
that
doing
head
too much.
kick really fucked her up.
I see
Look,
that.
Amanda
hey,
Nunes bouncing her skull off the cage.
Man.
My thing is this: for her, it seems like she's got a pattern. Anytime bad things happen to her twice, she quits and runs.
Well, that would explain why she didn't. Remember, because she came back from that first run, and she was still pissy at the fans, and she took it out on them.
Yeah,
Like in
she
that first promo, she took it out on them, and they were like, "Yo, just forget about it. Like, just have fun. Just smile and have fun." Because like the fans forgot, and they're on point with you now, so they're cheering you. So join them. Like, don't go out there and cut like this mean ass promo. Like, you guys remember me the last time I was here? Like, no, they don't. They don't give a shit. They're cheering for you. Like, they wanted to cheer you, and you literally shit on them and told them like, nah. Remember I did that video that said it was fake. Like, bruh, whatever. The hell. Wilding out.
yeah, no, it's crazy. It's been crazy just her talking out of her side of her neck. But I mean, hey, look, if she wants to burn those bridges, let her burn those bridges. I mean, I'm good. Let her show up on AEW.
oh God, no. I think
She was on
I'd
ROH.
actually,
She was on
that'll
ROH.
be, that's different. That was cool.
No, that was
That was
actually
different.
cool. When she showed up at Ring of Honor, yeah, that was
Exactly.
actually
That was kind of
legitly
cool.
cool.
I
That
don't
was actually kind of
disagree.
cool.
I don't disagree with that.
So that's that. But actual Dynamite, I'd turn it off. I'd be like, this is it. This is the straw that makes me go, I'm not watching this anymore.
That's going to be what it takes.
Look, hey, yeah, that'll be what it takes.
She's a man,
She's a
baby.
man, baby.
Talking about Shayna.
Brittany Griner
She
with
can
more finish.
manhandle me all she wants.
Damn, yeah, I'm all with Shayna.
I'm always down
Brittany
with
versus
that.
Shayna at Adam's Apple match.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that earlier. That's why I was dying.
No
Still would
way.
have Ronda over
No
Nia?
way.
No,
No.
give me Nia.
No.
I'll take Nia all day long. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
Sorry,
I was
Mr.
Sorry.
Nia.
You're
I
wrong.
agree.
Where's your
Why?
grandma's watching?
Okay.
Hi, Grandma.
You say you would agree?
Shout out to my grandma.
I do agree. I would take, yes. I would definitely take Ronda over Nia.
No,
I don't think
would.
she's ever hurt anyone either.
I don't
I
think
don't like
Ronda
y'all.
will ever
Listen,
hurt.
y'all know
anyone.
how I feel about Big Oof.
No, I
But
think Ronda. So Ronda versus Nia, as far as like the accidental injury department, I think Ronda's got one because she definitely gave. Remember, she gave Alexa Bliss a concussion,
Oh, you're right.
But
She did.
yeah,
I forgot
but
about that.
but Nia, like, she separated Bailey's shoulder. There were some things there. She broke Becky Lynch's face. Let's talk
Yeah,
about,
she did.
she was the man.
That was the best thing that could happen to Becky Lynch. So
I
Yeah,
was just
I
about
didn't
to
say
say
it wasn't.
that.
I'm just. Who else did she? She got somebody else too. I think
She got a couple people.
Yeah, she got a
I
couple
still
people.
got
But
look. I
She's
still
been
got
doing
that
this
good on this
SmackDown
run,
stuff
though.
of Becky
Yeah,
Lynch
no,
when
since
she
she
was
came
wearing the
back.
Nia is the Corbin of the divas. Then
Oh wow! I
I
think
would
that's.
Wow.
I
I
think
would take it
that's
as a
more
compliment because Corbin has to put some firework in.
right.
Tell
If
us
you're
how
gonna
you
do
really
that,
feel.
I mean, look, Corbin's been putting that work in down in NXT. He's
Yeah,
coming back up to the
he's
main
coming
roster,
back.
dude. I don't know. I might be like one of the few handful of people, but I enjoy Baron Corbin. I don't know why.
Look. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the honest to God truth. There was never a time I didn't like Baron Corbin.
I can agree
Like
with
I don't
that.
think so either.
I'm really trying to think. There was never a time where like when I wasn't supposed to, you know, like no, like I always
He
thought like Baron Corbin, he was a heel.
he took that poor Corbin gimmick and just
Yo, that was
accepted
great.
it
Yeah,
That
and
was
brought it
Exactly.
to a whole new level. Like,
that was
hey,
great.
Twitch Grandma, it's nice to have someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I'd
Corbin.
be careful saying that.
But like Corbin, so like happy Corbin, like sad Corbin, just the lone wolf Corbin. Like I dug all of it. Like I'm not gonna front. Like
This current iteration of him right
yeah,
now,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
it's
There
been
wasn't
good
a
for
point
me.
where I didn't think. Like the one thing I like about Corbin too is that like his finisher is protected. Like
Oh yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah,
today, love that. I love that move.
bro,
One
when
hundred
he hit it
percent.
on
One person.
Lynch, I was like, oh, we're doing this. The crossover.
I think only one person's ever
One
kicked out of
person
it.
has kicked out of the
Yep.
end of days.
Yeah.
Yep, one person. I forgot who it was, but it's only one person.
Hey, like
No,
you said, Undertaker told him protect it.
I'm still like I still remember when was it Corbin and Evans versus Lynch and Rollins, and
Oh,
he
I
had the
know,
end of days
right?
on her.
Right? It was
I was like,
beautiful. She took
Oh
oh, I
that
yeah,
was
and
like,
like,
that
oh yeah,
caused
damn.
everyone went into a frenzy
Yeah, they did.
yep.
Drew
because it was
McIntyre.
like, no, he
Yes, who
Oh
didn't
did
yeah, it
just
that.
was
do a
Drew.
move on a woman.
I'm like, yo, it is wrestling. Yo, get
Right,
out of here with that.
exactly.
Yo, wait a minute. I gotta. Okay, I'm gonna touch on it. And Chaz, you kind of were like, so, what was this whole thing about Rey Mysterio? Because like I heard this right before
Oh,
the pre-meeting, and then I was like, what in the fuck?
so I saw something. Oh, my light went out.
Lights
I
turn
saw
on, Chaz.
something.
The Undertaker's behind
On
him.
Twitter that told me that Rey Mysterio was cool, but it's not like he's on Will Ospreay's level. If I can find the tweet, I'll pull it up and I'll post it. Now, on the 3 count, so everybody can see the blasphemy and the bull crap that was. And I went, what? So that made me mad today as well, because as much as I am on the Ospreay bandwagon, okay, and I love Ospreay, okay. I don't think there's a person on the roster that can touch Ospreay. But to say that Rey Mysterio is not on Ospreay level, or like is not as good as Ospreay, is stupid, and you need to go fall in a ditch and never like and never return. Like you just stay stuck in the ditch that you fell in because you are stupid. You're a stupid person.
Uh,
As Randy
so
Orton said, stupid, stupid, stupid. No, don't you do that. Don't you do that, Twitch. No. There had to be a Rey Mysterio for there to be a Will Ospreay.
No, I'm not. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Talking
If
about
it
some Rey
wasn't,
Mysterio does no holds. Get out of my face. I was
if
mad at that tweet.
if there was no Rey Mysterio, there wouldn't be a lot of these guys that we have nowadays. There wouldn't be a Will Ospreay. There wouldn't be, a whole list of them. Look at the whole LWO. Look at all of Legado del
Ricochet.
Fantasma. Ricochet. How many of these people were influenced by Rey Mysterio? So
guy. There's several female wrestlers that are
right?
inspired by
Going
it.
into the female division, like
So
I don't disagree with you on that. You're rightfully so on that.
Count me,
You're
Raven.
damn right. He's rightfully so.
Oh,
Like
here he goes.
Ray paved the way for everybody to be able to run the way they are. Will I say this? Will Ospreay's wrestling better than what Ray's was when Ray was at his level, at his age. Let's put it that way.
okay, I can
But
see
back
that.
in the day, though, like I don't know if I saw another dude ever do, jump from one side of the ring, into another ring just to hit a Rana and throw another dude over the top rope in a 60-man battle royal. Right? Those are things that you just don't catch. It's
Yep.
it's like Rey Mysterio was doing all this stuff. Like again, we go back to Halloween Havoc 1997. We talk about Rey Mysterio and the DDT on Eddie Guerrero, right? We could look at the time that he jumped. I think it was World War III '98, where Ray literally was dressed, and he jumped from one ring rope to another ring rope into another ring and threw a Rana. Like Rey Mysterio was doing all that stuff that Will's doing. Well, Will was doing at his peak. And I'm not saying that Will's not at his peak anymore. I'm just saying when Will was like lighter, because he'll even admit it too, that there's just
Yeah,
certain moves that he can't hit, right? But when Will was lighter and he was moving more agile, yeah, he was doing all the stuff that Ray had already done. So it's not like you can't go back and, like, if you were to tell me, is Will Ospreay a better wrestler than Rey Mysterio? Like, if you put them peak to peak, like right now, I would say yeah, because Will's doing things that Ray wasn't able to do. Not that there's a bad thing, and then Will's a good wrestler too. Like, I can't knock that, but Ray's the benchmark. Like, so if you're gonna knock Ray right now and be like, well, Ray can't do the stuff that Will's doing right now. No shit, Ray's like almost 50 years old, bro. Get up out of yourself. But when Ray was 20, 27, 20, 26, 27, and he was tearing it up, yeah, bro, no one's hanging out with him. Nobody.
I want to
yeah.
point out a comment real fast. Mr. Golden's lovely comment of before Ray started roiding up. That's kind of hard to say when Rey Mysterio has been the same size almost his entire career. Like, I don't think
He was
Ray's
a
been
little.
on
So he was a little lighter earlier
that.
on, but he was
Yeah.
young as fuck. It was like
Th-
what, like barely, like just
Well,
turned 18.
Yeah, but
So
there's a point in time, and I can't give you the years 'cause I don't remember, but I just know I remember the specific picture. Ray's in he's in the white outfit, so he got the white mask and the white pants. I just remember that specifically, and Ray is like, and maybe it's the pose, because you pose a certain way. Maybe it's the pose, but that man Ray looked 6'6",
oh
300
yeah.
pounds, like.
I mean, at one point he was
Don't
ripped
lie.
as fuck, but he
So I
like
don't know. He might have been wrong. I
he
don't know
could.
when,
I
but
just
then
I
I can remember very vividly that picture of Rey Mysterio. I wish
You're
I
gonna
could
have to
I
send
got
that
it.
to me because
Dated.
I don't
I know.
remember.
I
I
know what
always
I know which one he's talking about. I
I
mean,
know the
so
black
somebody
and
send
white,
that to me.
but
That
like,
man, maybe maybe
Wait,
it could be the pose because he had his arms crossed, and that maybe he did that. It could have been that, but golly, you could have told me that man was on roids.
okay, well I will find that picture, but I
so
I always remember him being the same fucking size.
I
And
mean, pretty much. I know, like his WWE run, he's been pretty much the same size, and like basically from the time he
God
left the
damn!
WWE to like currently right now, he's pretty much weighed the exact same.
yeah, so he still walks around. I know they bill him at 205, right? But he walks around at 190.
Yeah,
And when he was at WCW and he started back in like Panama City, he was like 150, 160 pounds. When he left, he was like 170,
yeah,
175-ish.
that sounds about right.
So there was a big difference. And then he took a whole year off. And then when he came in, he was still weighing like, he was like 185. Like, he was just a bigger version of himself.
I
And
also
then
I also didn't get much exposure to WCW Rey Mysterio. So
yeah, and then he went to then he got up to, I think, at the last part of his run when he was in WWE before he left and came back. I think he was like tipping the scale like 205,
I think you're
205,
right.
210.
Yeah,
And then like he injured his knee, then they ended up releasing him, and then he went into the he went to do his own thing, and then him and his son got him back into shape. And he got down like 180, and then that pop when he showed up at Royal Rumble, he was like 185, 190, and he was just thick. And then I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
was.
I was so excited to see him make his comeback that day. But
I was
yeah,
too,
it's like,
but the fans totally shitted on it.
Yeah. They
no,
sure
not
did.
that initial one. No. The initial
you
one.
talking about
No,
the
when
other
he
one?
showed up, when he showed up in the black and gold,
Okay,
like
that one. Yeah,
that Rumble, because the next year, they shit on him when because they wanted was it
Daniel
Bryan?
Bryan.
Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan.
Wanted
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. He was number 30. Yeah, and Ray was number 30, and he was
Yep.
in and out of the ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor guy.
He said, I ain't
Yeah.
trying to deal with this.
But
All right, Cliff, you ready?
but hold on, real quick. But to say that Will Ospreay is better than Ray, like
No.
I couldn't, like, overall wise, not right now. But I would say this, like, Will's like right there, like 100%. And even he said it when he wrestled Rey Mysterio in what you call it. They was in Rev Pro. Like, Will was like, this is the reason why I got into WWE. So like, or I got into wrestling was because of Rey Mysterio. So
Okay, well, Mr. Golden pulling up the wellness policy violation for Rey Mysterio. So, okay, maybe I was wrong. Excuse me.
there you go. In
Well,
accordance.
I mean, that could have been for weed.
That could have been weed because I think he I
I'm
definitely.
sorry,
I mean,
Ray
that's why
Ray
they were
looks
suspending
like
everybody.
Ray looks like he puff.
Ray, there's no doubt in my mind that Ray doesn't hit the ganja.
Ray did.
He definitely
Shout out Rey Mysterio.
Right?
Ray probably has his own brand.
If he does, I'm trying to find it.
You and me both, bruh, because it's probably good.
I bet it's probably called like Ray Cannabis or something like that. And it's got a little mask on there.
Make you feel like a luchador.
6'1",
Well,
619
then
coach.
what does Flair's? Does Flair? I know Flair got one. What does his make you feel like?
Oh,
Like you're
Well,
on an airplane.
considering the way that nigga was acting, I don't think I want to smoke that. I'm
makes
good.
you feel like you can throw $1,000 tips out for being a douchebag.
I was gonna say it makes you feel
My
like you're on an
grandmother's
airplane.
cases.
Yeah.
Oh God. And then make an energy drink that zaps your testosterone level. I'm making things up, by the way. I don't know if it really does.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying real
Allegedly.
fast. Just saying. If you have a chance, to all of my people who like to dabble in the ganja and all that, if you have a chance to find the Woo Chews are pretty good.
That's what I heard. I heard they were
Those
actually.
are his edibles.
Oh, he said, "What's up?" Yo, he's sitting there all silent because he's a Fed now too, so he does want to know.
Oh, okay.
You didn't hear nothing, Anthony.
Yeah, shut your mouth, Lou.
Yeah, Anthony. Because guess what? What we about to talk about now, you might want to step out the room, brother.
Yep.
The Villains Lounge is now wrestling versions of Club Shay Shay.
Hey yo. Well, should have been talking shit.
Shouldn't have been talking shit. Go ahead, Cliff. Give us because before I start yelling.
All right, we're gonna dive into this, right? No names will be mentioned in here unless like they incidentally slip.
Oops.
We'll start this off. We'll start this off one way, right? I'm gonna protect some people's identities just because like there's certain people that just don't want the attention brought on them, and I'm okay with that. So there was a post earlier today on Facebook mentioning about how if you work for scummy promoters, just say you work for scummy promoters, like, and we're talking about the bottom of the barrel kind of dudes, right? If you want to work for scummy promoters, work for scummy promoters, but don't have don't say you have morals if you just like the envelope, right? So like don't be that guy, right? So anyway, set conversation was had, right, on Facebook, and then everybody's leaving their comments, right? And then somebody decides to post up a picture of a previous conversation in a DM. Like, so we all know those are breaking. Let's be real. There's some unwritten rules in like when it comes to threading, right? Posting up a screenshot of a conversation you had with said person previously,
And then
is
privately.
and privately, it's just grounds for like you open up a whole bunch of shit. Let's break it like this, right?
Yeah.
Uh, for those who pay attention to the hip hop community, right, with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, when Drake decided to mention Kendrick's real name, that's when shit hit the window, right? That's what happens. So you
Gloves were
decide to
off.
break those. You decide to break those rules, and you decide to set that out. So then, set conversation then turns and says, another person. Well, let's bring in third person, right? We're not gonna say who, right? But we'll just call this person nighttime, aka PM. So anyway, so nighttime puts up, hey, if you're not gonna be friends, if you're not, if you're gonna be a trash person, be a trash person, but don't act like you're gonna be someone who's gonna stand for morals. When, right, you decide to work at a promotion where a racist promoter, right, and a racist promotion decided to have a fan say the N word to a bunch of wrestlers in the ring who were black, and then you proceed to when your
Not only
brother
that, don't
when
forget the
you quote
monkey
unquote
part. Don't forget the monkey part.
yo no we you can include that because that
Oh,
you know
sorry.
what you just did. So anyway, so you have a fan who drops the N word, right, and then everybody, a bunch of people leave, and you decide that you wanted to say, right. So that then in turns leads to our fellow colleague right there to say, hey, a lot of people are expecting us to be MLK, will get shocked when we turn into Malcolm X. In which I then decide I'm going to post up, right, a GIF of Smokey the Bear saying only you can prevent forest fires. Which, hey, if you wouldn't have had posted that shit right online on Facebook, right, nobody would have gotten mad, right? No forest fires would have happened. You, sir, would have prevented all of this from happening. But no, because you decided to take it one step too far, now the floodgates have opened up. So let's talk about what this promotion was, right? So there's a promotion in Pittsburgh. We're not going to mention them because neither one of us worked there. None of us work there anymore, right? But I was in a match, right? I was in a battle royal. I had thrown my last person over. I was cutting a promo, and I called out their champion, right? Uh, their champion, who was also accompanied by three other fellow people that we all know very well, right? Also have also been on this podcast. A fan decided to say, I don't know. You know what, Chaz? I don't think I'm allowed to say that word, so I'm not going to, just for
All right,
my sake.
Chaz.
What was
Go
the word?
ahead.
I forgot what they said. I wasn't there. Remember?
It did start with, it said, get those, and it started with an M, ends in keys, out of my
Oh,
ring.
get those monkeys.
Get those monkeys out my ring.
Yeah, in which myself and the champion, right, then looked at each other and we kind of looked shocked. And I just remember seeing the face change from one set of emotions to a whole another set, in which that person then bails out the ring and says, "Hey, why don't you go ahead and say what you said one more time?" Right now, fast forward, this person did say it again. He got kicked out of the arena, out of the building. Right, this dude came back into the building and then proceeded to say a bunch of other slurs that went along. Right. Fast forward one day, the tag champions, nighttime, PM, myself, had all left, right? We left the whole place. We were just like, we're done with it. We're not going to deal with it. We're over it, right? So we left. And then uh said person decided he wanted to stay at the promotion because he had some things to finish and that he was going to try to
Change the
change
world.
things, change the world. Yeah, change the world, change things with inside the promotion. Right, never happened. In fact, this happened. It was like in November, and then in April, this person had also the uh, left the whole place. Okay. And then at the end, that person decided, yo, hey, yo, if I punch you, like it was a shoot promo, right? If I hit you right now, I'm gonna get fired. You tell me I'm gonna get fired. He's like, fine. He's like, this one's for this person. This one's for Red Dog. This one's for PM. This one's for this person. Like, no, dude, you made a grandioso at the end of it because you knew you were wrong, and then you're trying to make up for something. But I remember confronting that person at another promotion and saying, dude, like, we all left, and he said, well, I didn't know we were friends to be able to do that. Like, what? Like, dog, like that didn't make no sense to me. Like, what are you
Yep,
talking about?
because my friendship with you decides whether or not I'm a good person or not. towards you, right? Yeah. Mhm.
And so
That's
that's so fast forward, that's where we are, right? So we're here talking about this one individual who decided to attack another individual by posting up a privately talked about conversation. And you, sir, didn't even want to stand with us, well, like with myself and with other people, right? We're gonna even call him DBD because anybody who knows what that means, they're gonna know what we're talking about. But you decided not to leave a front. You stayed, and you were like, "Yo," and they put a belt on you. They made you a champion, so you stayed for a belt. And so you're gonna come out here and talk about like, "Hey, like." You shouldn't talk about a roster like that, bro. It's so weird to me that you're standing up for a roster, right? Not that I have a problem with, mind you. If if you're on the team, you're on the team. Do your thing, right? But my problem is that your morals changed, and they didn't change because like you were trying to do something, or you changed them purposely. And it wasn't that you learned a lesson. It's just you're like, oh, I'm gonna die on this hill, but I didn't care about these guys. Like I don't care about these guys, but I don't care about those guys. But we train with you. But you talk about those trainings and you talk about those times that we are in here all the time. We're working with you. And I just feel myself like getting amped up again. And then you talk about these things where you're like, hey man, like we're all brothers, we're all work hard, we all do all these things together. And then guess what? You dipped us. You dipped us at the chance that you got. So now all of a sudden you coming back and you're trying to talk about like, yo, I'm gonna stand up for these guys. Piss off, bro. We ain't trusting you with nothing, man. Like this is a dude who walks around and talks about game, recognize game. Bro, we recognize your game is different from ours and it ain't on the same level. So, bro, you got to check yourself out of this game.
Wow.
All right, Chaz.
Okay. So the envelope is more important than morals, folks. The DMV wrestling scene, if those don't know, is disgusting. It's disgusting for at least about 75% of it. There's probably a 25% that's good. I'll give it some credit. There's some bright spots. There's some bright spots of it, but most of it's all drizzling shit and disgusting. And I am. I'm trying to put. I'm trying to put this the best way, so that I'm not going. That I don't go off on this real big tangent. I want to make sure I'm make my point clear. And pro wrestling is just like any other art form, any other entertainment, sport. That when people are wrong and they do bad things, they do not belong in said space. They do that in the NBA. They ban motherfuckers from the NBA. They ban people from the NFL. They ban people from they blackball people from from movie sets, from studios. Why can't pro wrestling do the same thing?
Because there's
Why
always a
can't pro
slimy.
wrestling do the same thing? And
Because
here
there's
and
always a
the
slimy
fun thing
ass.
about it is now I'm about to go off when the light won't go off. And the bad thing about it is the people that they are defending are not even people that are worth to be defended. Like they're not that good. Like I'm gonna give it a buck. They suck. They suck. Like they're not good at all. But because you want your $60 in your envelope and you want to wrestle a few has-beens, cool. You're gonna stick up for that, and that's fine. Just be that. Own up to this. All day I've been saying stand on business. Stand on business. Okay? If you are going to be that person, that's fine. There are so many if you're going to be that person, fine. Be that person. There are more people like that in the world like you. It's not going one more person, hey, really at this point ain't gonna really break the camel's back. So go ahead and be that person. Live in your truth and be that person. Just do not fake the funk for other reasons because it benefits your agenda.
Facts.
Don't. Because no. You're not it's don't sit up there. Because I'm gonna be the one to call you out every single time. And if I gotta be the boogeyman to blow up the DMV wrestling scene and call motherfuckers out every single time, I will. Because this shit is sickening. It is sickening for $60 fucking. Because let's be real, this said person ain't making more than me. And if he is, that's a damn shame because that means I must be ass. And let's
We
keep it a
know that
buck.
ain't.
I know I'm not the drizzling shit.
Well, well, he's
So
downing it to the tonsils if he is. Just saying.
like it must be like I like so for the $60, I just hope for the $60 that he gets every other month or every month that he works with, and he gets to go take a bump from some random legend or some person that got released. And hey, go at it, brother. Do your thing. Just don't be that high moral person for one thing. Do it for everything.
Bruh. And that's what my problem is like I remember like it's this word that gets thrown around a lot, right, in the wrestling. And let me caveat this, right? Professional wrestling is a beautiful thing. It is the most amazing thing to be attached to, right? The wrestling business, though, like it's
Oh,
like
shady.
it's like Bubba said, it is fucking disgusting. It is
It
vile.
is.
It's rough. Like there's a lot of shit that happens, and a lot of people are gonna take this out of no, don't take this out of consideration. There's a lot of guys in this industry that I have met that I enjoy their company and I enjoy being around them, and I have met more winners in this company than I have losers. I'm just gonna be 100 when I say that, right? So it's not meant for everybody when I say this, right? But there are certain people, there are certain places that like, hey yo, like they just at the bottom of the barrel. They just are, right? And it doesn't matter what it is, they just at the bottom of the barrel. There's certain things they've done, certain cases that have come out against them, right? There's just things that it's a mind-blowing thing that there are certain things that is okay to slide in this industry that shouldn't be. Right. And we continue harp on it, right? 2020, we talked about it, right? Speaking out. Like everybody was talking about what was going on in the business, and we 4 years past that, and guess what? We still talking. We would talk about this shit since like forever, bro. Like it's been insane. But when you decide that you're gonna use this word, right? And I have a problem with it because people use this word way too often, way too much. Brother, I hate hearing that word.
uh,
Like I'm gonna call my people who I respect. I'm gonna call them my brothers. I'm gonna call them my bros because I've either worked with you or I've gotten to know you a little bit, or maybe you've been on the podcast and I've gotten to talk to you and have a different kind of conversation just to kind of know who you are. And I could be like, yo, that's my bro right there, right? That's my, I address people by how I see them, right? Like we talk about let's be real, Chaz, our OG, right? When we talk about O'Shea, that's our OG. We trust that guy. We listen to that guy. We
Oh yeah.
understand exactly where he's coming from. Shane Taylor's another one of our dudes. Like he's an OG of ours. We trust him. We talk to him, right? You and I, we talk about each other being brothers, man. We talk about how we go and fight in these battles. But what I really have a problem with is when I look at someone like set person and he uses that word, hey yo, bro, what's up? Like, first of all, man, like we can be friends, we can be acquaintances, but I ain't gonna be your bro because you ain't on my team. And you showed your photos when we were there, and it was something like I've talked about this a couple times, right? And I'm gonna tell people who I learned this from, right? It was something that O'Shea taught me, right? Is
Mhm.
that in this business, right? You're gonna have a lot of acquaintances, you're gonna have tons of acquaintances, right? Millions of acquaintances in this business, right? But then you're gonna have those that you call your friends, and then you can have those that you call your family, and then you can have those who you're going to call your team, and then you can have those who are in your corner. And it's when those moments go down, when you know some shit happened and you need to set the record straight, that the people on your team are going to be there to push you. And let me tell you this, my guy, you know who we talking about when you watching the show and you ask yourself this question: is it me? It is you. You are the acquaintance. You are not a friend. You are not family. You are not in this fucking threshold of being on my team. You are not in my corner. There's not. There's just levels to this, and you're not in those. But don't come around and act like, hey, man, this is what we do. Because that's not what you do. What you do is you stand for something that's other outside. That when you had the moments to put the chips down and say, nah, we out, you weren't there. So it's easy for you to call somebody out and to say, no, remember? Because especially when that person was young in the game, they was only in
Exactly.
for a
You
couple
pull
years.
out a
You were so
screenshot.
quick to
You
be
pull
the
out a
vet.
screenshot literally from 3 years ago.
You were
From
so quick to be the vet, so quick to call people out. Oh yeah, well you know what? You probably shouldn't have done this. You should have done it privately instead. Well, now you dropped the whole conversation. Now we all can read what you wrote. And so this dude apologizes, but you went and dropped that conversation for what? What flex did you think you was gonna get out of this? I'm calling you out here on my show. Guess what? We live, and guess what? I can't take these words back, but guess what? You're gonna understand that, bro. At the end of the day, you can ride in my car, but I'm always gonna keep one eye on you. You can sit back and you could do road trips with me, but understand this, man. I'm always gonna keep an eye on you. Guess where my stuff is gonna be? Next to me, because I don't trust you. And I've been in the ring with that person numerous times. And I would be in the ring because professionally I can work with anybody. Chaz was the one who taught me how to do that. Yeah, I can work with you professionally. It doesn't mean I got to like you.
Oh no, you don't have to like.
And that's my problem though, is that I look back and I'm like, yo, how did you get so far in just being so below average?
Yep.
You
I
taught
just want
me.
to say,
You taught me. You was the one that was helping training me when we first started. And guess what? Why is it that I'm on a game where I'm trying to level up and you ain't on the level up game?
right. I just want to say because
Here's
my
my
phone's gonna
out.
die, and before I get cut off and everything, I just want to put it out there for this. Look, don't if I can go find it, if I can find a police report online, don't defend it. It doesn't matter. It does not matter what it was, why it was dropped, why this, that, and the third. Don't give me no story. If it got to a point that a police had to be involved in it, period, you're done. So I just want to put that point out there because a lot of people go, well, no one's charged this and no one's charged that, so it's not really that. It's not a crime. It does not matter if you were charged or not. O.J. Simpson, what's called, wasn't charged a crime, and let's be for real.
Oh no, he did it. He was guilty. I'll say it. Just in case he's in the Speed Force and get ready to get kicked off, I will say it for him. OJ did it. I lost a lot of black friends over that.
I just get it's dumbfounding that like you know and it was told to me right that you should handle these matters in private, but once you take a private conversation and make that shit public, like bro,
That's no
it
longer a
doesn't matter
private
how
matter.
far we take it now. You took it to so what? You took it to 10. I'm taking it to a 10 now. Now I'm taking beyond a 10 because I'm going to say what I want to say on a platform that I have of my own. Like there ain't no place for you. Like what you gonna do
Now,
now?
now
Now
we
I
go
what? Because I cost myself like some
yeah.
bookings and stuff like that. Because I said something, whatever, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's whatever. Like I'm upset because like you decided that you wanted to take a conversation that you shouldn't have taken and you put it out there. Now you're getting called out, and then guess what? That person, I want to put this out there because we didn't get to mention it. That person deleted said comment. So then you wasn't even standing on your business for real. Like you dropped this and even was warned, like, hey man, this isn't the flex that you need to have. And he didn't say nothing. He left that shit. Like he was like, yeah, I got them guys. I got them guys. Then you get called out, and what happened? Then the flames got too hot, you backed out. That's what you did. And guess what? I stand right here. Guess what? Bruh, I'm standing on business. And guess what? I ain't afraid of it. What am I gonna do? I'm in the DMV. What am I gonna do? Like, be worried about it? I'm not gonna be booked somewhere anymore. Okay, well, whatever, bro. Like, whatever, man. Whatever. It's just that's what's on. That's what Chaz and I have been on. Like, we've been on this like all day, like just on this person's ass. Like, yo, bro, like you not standing up for yourself. You went to stand up for somebody else, right? Like you didn't even stand up for nobody. You just dropped the conversation trying to make it seem like you was a big boy in this conversation. And then when you got called out, you deleted your shit and you ran. Dog, man, it's just crazy. And I know this conversation is gonna come back to me. It's gonna come back, and I'm okay with that. I'll be standing right here waiting for it. But like I said, at the end of the day, when you decided to drop that word, you call me a brother, bro. You better be ready to be for the fire because when the fire got tested for you the first time and I watched you flake out, bro, it was ruthless. It was wild to see how quick. And when I asked you to your face about it, you told me straight up, bro, I just didn't know that we were friends like that to be able to they never oh, and this is the other part. This is one that will throw you guys off. They never asked me to do anything. They never asked me to
You
do anything.
should have to.
Nobody asked me. Nobody asked me. Nobody asked me to leave set promotion. I just did it because I knew that was the right thing to do. Like
It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
And even wrestlers in set promotion will still hit me up and be like, bro, we loved how you stood on your ground. That you stood on your morals and you said, nah, I'm out of this place and I'm not coming back. And we've gone back. Chaz and I are still friends with some of those guys. and we never gonna doubt you if you trying to clean up the place. If you're gonna stay in the fire, and you're gonna clean up the place, clean up the place. But I'm gonna be real. I didn't have to deal with that environment. I'm not driving 6 hours to go somewhere to be unwelcomed, right? So I was like, why the fuck am I gonna be there? Like, bro, nah, peace out, bro. I can
Why
work at
waste the
another
time?
place.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. It's just it is sad that like yeah, the wrestling business. You would think that everything that's happened in the past like 4 or 5 years, that like it would clean it up completely, but there's always that grimy snake waiting in the corner, and then there's always those other snakes that will band together. It just
That's the other part, man, and that's the icky part.
tribalism in a
The
way.
yeah, the ick about this, man. This is the one part that I can't stand, and I'll keep saying the ick part about it is it's a protect the brothers, like protect the brother business. Like, oh, we know that person. It was just it was a bad moment that you caught. How many bad moments behind the scenes were there
I was
Right?
just
that
getting
you
ready to
didn't?
say, was it only a bad moment because it's now out in public, or is it a bad moment because it happened? Like, which one is it?
I mean, most of the time when things like that, there's a laundry list, and not all
Yes,
the time.
Anthony, I am okay.
Not all the time though. Like sometimes it is that one they got caught up in something, whatever. But if a person's a fucking slime ball, a person's a fucking slime ball. Let's just call it. It is what it is. I
Bruh,
mean,
Yep.
I'm just telling you, when that fan used that racial slur that night at that promotion, right? They kicked him out. He wanted to apologize to said person, so he went back to apologize, right? Cool, square. You know, said person also did not want that racist fan back in the building, but the promoter was like, "I've known him for 20 years. He's not racist." Sits this man back up in the front row. Not even an hour later, this man drops a hard R to everybody.
I'm just like
Intermission.
yeah, I would have dropped them. Like I would have been, yeah, no, I would have dropped them right then and there. I'm just saying.
And then we have another friend, right, who was wrestling that night, and this person goes, "We know that's a dude. Rip his wig off and throw it in the fans." Is this the same dude? Like that's who you have.
What?
That's who you, and you was willing to down the hill for that person. And I was like, "Yo, what the hell is going on here?" And so
No,
anyway,
we're done.
yeah, you didn't want to throw an apology out. You banned that person for like 2 months, but you lost like 8 solid wrestlers because of it.
That's trash.
Well, that's who his true brother is.
Yeah, that's where I was like, bruh. And then one person decided to say, and that's why I was like, bruh, nah, nah, bruh, couldn't be me.
I had similar situations before when I was younger, and I mean, this is the reason why I fucking left. This is what it is. Some people are just, I don't know. It's like you got to know when to stand your ground. It's not always about the money. It's not always about the championship. It's not always about the exposure or how good you're in with the company. Like if shit's shit, they'll dip.
Yep.
There is nothing wrong, and I don't care what anybody tells you. There is nothing wrong with having morals, even in the wrestling business. And if something like that happens and you're just okay with it, and you call the people that are supposed to be your friends, like you said, Cliff, your brothers and stuff like that. If you call people your brothers and you're cool with something like that happening, then you don't have any morals, and I don't fuck with you.
Yep.
Yeah, oh hell no. Like you said, in wrestling, we have millions of acquaintances. You get that small inner circle.
There are, and Damien, you know this better than anybody. There are very few people I would go to bat for, but
Yeah.
everybody on this podcast, including Anthony, I would go to bat for.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, and
oh,
it's the same thing. It's how small my circle is.
I
It's been
know.
like that for years.
Yep.
It just is what it is. And it's sad. It's sad because you would think that wrestling would be this bigger brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
should be.
It should be that place where like you go to, right, and like everybody. So let's be real. So we all understand, right? There's only a certain amount of like spots that are open up for certain shows, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's competing for everything, right? But at no time, and everybody, hey, yo, you can have jealousy, you can get envy, you can be envious of someone, you can be angry at somebody, why that person get there, not me, right? But it's when you start throwing in the hate and then you make things you have you split locker rooms and things like that, and then you decide you're going to do something else to somebody else, or what I mean, it's those little things, right? Like even like the allegations coming out with Gulag, right? Like once you do that kind of thing, right? Once you set that kind of that tone, you shouldn't be in the business no more, because like willing to injure, willing to be an asshole, willing to be a racist, willing to be, let's be real, a child pedo, right? Or you do some other fucking crazy ass crime, let's be real, because it's happened in
Oh
the
yeah.
industry, you shouldn't be in no more. That's it. Check yourself out the game, bro. Listen,
Facts.
Henry Ruggs the third is in jail right now because he went 110 miles an hour into the back of some lady's car. He was a top pick of the Raiders, okay? A receiver, top pick. Rashid Rice is probably about to write himself off. There's a dude from fucking in the NBA who's been banned for life because he was gambling. You mean to tell me we can't get rid of some other people? Why? Because they're a draw? There's always someone to replace them. This is how
Always.
business works. Like if anybody like it's always crazy to me that people talk about, we're too big to fail. No, bro. Something will fill that gap. Something will fill it in. Like, let's be real. There are tons and tons and tons of tag teams out there. Like, so you mean to tell me that like Jimmy and Jay Uso aren't replaceable?
Yeah,
Sure
they are.
they are.
You want me to
The
tell you
Beach
how they're replaceable right now? We can give one instance right now. The Gorillas of
God.
Destiny. That's the
Yeah.
replacement.
But I mean, like, think about it. Back in the day, though, man, people were like, the Four Horsemen, that's the greatest faction of all time. No one's going to replace them. Psych. We've done that. And I'm not saying that
Yeah.
they are like legends, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But they're replaceable. They're replaceable. They are. They're men, right?
NWO
Yeah,
replaceable.
NWO.
PX replaceable.
Perfect. Here's the perfect example of somebody being replaceable for you, even if you're at the top. Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Bruh. Like, I mean, but to think like in this wrestling industry, right? Like, well, that person's kind of a local legend, and they've been known to do good work, bro. But they also have a record. What do you mean? Like, they couldn't get a job. They couldn't get a job as a custodian at a school. What are you talking about, bro? Not that I have a
Can't
problem with
even
custodians
work
at school.
at a
I'm just saying.
mink.
Bro, you couldn't get a job being a burger flipper at McDonald's. You got a record, my guy. Like, what do you mean? Get him out of here. You mean to tell? Look at the situation that happened with Joey Ryan, right? That dude gets eliminated, right, from wrestling. Then
Yeah.
he uses his real name, goes to Disneyland, gets spotted by a wrestling fan. Wrestling fans complain that he is working there. Guess what Disney did? Fired him.
Yeah, they did. Real quick.
Got rid of him. That's the thing, though, man. That's my point, though. It's like, what do you mean? Like, you have scummy people in your business. Get them out, bro. Drop some bleach in there. Get them out. Like, you'll have a whole crop of wrestlers who are going to come in, are going to do the same job. They're probably not as good as that person at the time, but they're going to get there if you invest in that talent. But if you keep bringing back scummy people, people are always going to come back.
Yep.
It doesn't
Nope.
make sense. I have
That's
a
when you
problem with
get
it,
five
bro.
people. That's when you get 5 people in the audience. So how are
Yeah.
you paying that scummy piece of crap now?
Bro, I was so dumbfounded by the whole situation. That's where like the rant today are gonna go. Like it is what it is at this point.
It's sad. The funny part about it, it's sad that we have to have this conversation like every 6 months. It seems like.
Yeah, it's insane.
Well, you
It's
just took the words out of my mouth.
Like
but we
it's
have to know.
seriously like think about it.
And we talk about, but what's crazy is that we talk about different iterations of like set problems, right? We look
Yeah.
at like, let's be real. Let's what was it? We had the Tessa Blanchard situation, right?
Yeah.
Like where
Yeah.
she gets canks, right? Because she's been using words, but guess what? She's still out there working. Someone is gonna bring her in.
And the bad part about it is I love Tessa so much, but unfortunately she doesn't belong anymore in the business. Like I'm a very big fan of hers. Like seriously, would have loved her to go to WWE so I could see her versus Charlotte and
Yeah,
her versus Becky and Bianca. But guess what? Dude, she did it to herself.
bro. Alberto El Patron.
Oh God,
Yeah.
definitely. Like, and he was good at one point.
And granted, like he's working in AAA, but he's still working. Like,
Yeah,
come on. Like, and I know we're naming like big names, right? And I know, sorry, I'm gonna put this one up there. Enzo. And listen, he he was told he did something. There was allegations, and guess what? Those allegations got cleared.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did get cleared. His
And
That's
now
problem, the
cool.
Enzo's
reason,
doing Enzo.
so the reason Enzo fucked Enzo in that situation by
Yeah.
not being upfront and honest to WWE about the situation. Like if he had been like, "Yo, like this is going on, I need some help," instead of trying to keep it quiet. So I feel like Enzo kind of fucked Enzo. I think if Enzo was more upfront about the situation, Enzo would still be in WWE at this present time.
Exactly. If Enzo would have did what Matt Riddle did when he had those allegations against him, then I feel like it
He
would have
would've been
gone a
protected.
little bit better for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been protected a little bit better, right? Like the lawyers would have stepped in. They would have found all the same results. All the things would
Yeah.
have happened. It's just it goes back to like here's another situation, another person who's replaceable, Jack Gallagher. Like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
is it, Jake Gallagher? I don't remember Jake. I don't care.
Jack
Regardless, he was kicked
Gallagher.
out. Like I know he became a fighter, right? Like he's in the mixed martial arts world, bare knuckle boxing, whatever,
Yeah.
right? But yo, he was eliminated from from wrestling. Was it
Jimmy
another dude?
Havoc.
Jimmy retired too.
Yeah.
What was the dude's name? But
Marty
the dude that was at the
Scurll.
peak. No.
No, he's wrestling. He's wrestling still.
Who?
Marty.
Yeah, Marty's still wrestling.
Yeah, but Marty was gone for like
For a bit.
He was gone for a
long-ass
little
But
time.
bit.
no, I mean Liagherdo,
Oh.
NXT
Okay.
UK. Have you
Okay,
seen?
yeah.
Have you seen his name?
No.
Have you
No.
seen it and even mentioned like a formerly known as? No, you don't.
No.
Nope.
So like those incidents, like those people have to get like you just got to remove them, right? It's just been it's nuts to me, man. It's just that we have to keep talking about this every single time because guess what? Somebody out there, and the crazy part is that when we talk about scumbag, promoters, it's these guys who like were child predators or you know SAs, right? We're gonna call it
Yeah.
Sierra Alphas. If you guys know what that is, you know what that is. Have those allegations, right? Those guys who like decided that they're gonna they didn't care that XYZ did certain to somebody else. So they're gonna do this. Like there's just certain people out there that you just look at and you're just like, bruh, I don't understand like how you let that shit slide. And then you wonder why your promotion looks the way it does. Like
Scum
is what it
attracts scum.
I've had so many of those instances where it's just like, and of all people that have morals, Lars. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you
Lars.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
because guess what? He was just back in the news again.
What the fuck did he do now?
So Lars Sullivan, right? Allegedly,
Yeah.
we just gonna put that out there first. Like he had called like in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, he had called like was it like a massage therapy or like
Oh my god, I heard about this.
yeah,
Yeah.
he called some woman and just complained and complained and complained and complained and he was like bitching at the people, calling them like whores and hookers and like
Oh
you know,
yeah.
all sorts of stuff. And then like the
Oh.
girl ended up tracing back the call and finding out the phone number, found the person, and then found out that they were a former professional wrestler. And guess what? It was
Mhm.
Lars.
Yep.
And like I was like, yo, damn, bro, like you can't keep yourself out of trouble, my guy.
Hell
Like,
no. He's got Alberto Del Rio complex.
Yeah.
That
It was
man.
just, to me, it's just weird. It's just weird, and it's like, yo, you get called out on shit, and then like you just never like, I don't know. It's one of those things where in the wrestling industry, we're gonna talk about this for ages and ages and ages. As long as this podcast is around, you guys are probably gonna hear this about right once a quarter, right?
Yeah,
One
at
episode's
least.
gonna pop up because I know if you go back in a couple past episodes, you'll find stuff that I ranted about, especially about this subject. And
Yeah.
it's like,
No, we've talked about this subject several times.
yeah, and it's like, yo, but you're a scumbag, bro. Like, why are you back here? Like, I mean,
Josh Gordon.
yeah. So, I mean, that's a dude who was just smoking weed. Like,
Oh.
there, Josh Gordon got kicked out because he was smoking weed. That was it.
Oh,
Like, he's not that dude that I would be like, yeah, that guy. Michael Irvin, on the other hand, like, if he was around this time, bro, Michael Irvin wouldn't even be in the league, bro. Like,
yeah, no, all the shit that he
this man bought a house to have his boys come over, just do blow, and do whatever they wanted with females. Like, bruh, like that was what they did. And it's like, yo, if that was today, yo, Michael Irvin wouldn't even be in the league, bruh. Like, he'd
No.
be out. It's my idea that like if those people are replaceable, like anybody is replaceable in any business. But if you think that you have to invest so much money in like terrible people, and you know they're terrible people because you want to protect your brothers, then you're not being a good brother. You're not being a good person. Like you just not. You just not. At the end of the day, you're not. And I don't understand. Look at this. Never be on Dark Side of the Ring. Oh yeah, we would. Yeah, we will. We will definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
I might be.
Yeah.
Be like Dark Side of the Ring, indie wrestling. I'll guarantee I'll be on there.
Oh man, all day
And no,
long.
I am not retired yet. I got a little bit more in the tank. I'm out on injury.
But yeah, that's my problem.
I am retired.
That's what he's like,
I am retired. I'm done.
But yeah, so that's. I mean, I have way more. Listen, we could do a whole episode of the podcast just on this particular
Right.
this topic.
You really could. This could go
It
for
is,
hours.
man. It's just
It
it's,
really
it's just
can.
trash. It's just trash. But
It's sad. It's sad.
like I said, being a good friend and being a good brother to somebody is sometimes you got to make the hard decisions, and
You
those
do.
decisions aren't always going to be popular. So if you think that someone you need to protect, right, because you want to protect them, hey, go ahead, protect that person then. But just understand that when we ask you about your morals and you tell us like, hey, these are my morals, and for the right price, these are also my morals, we ain't gonna trust you no more, bro. That's
Go
it.
to bat for your fucking team, man.
Well,
Don't be a
I
slime
mean,
ball.
if somebody's like offering me like $600 billion, I don't know. My morals might be bought. Just want to put that out there.
It's those things, man, where like
I'm
listen,
joking.
like this is my catch to it, right? Like it's like the NBA players back in like the 2000s, right? Who let me put it like this. You saw Allen Iverson, right? Allen Iverson when 96 was out there with his like he was out there with his sports coat, right? His jacket, and like when he shook hands with David Stern, he was like, "Yes, sir, I'm so happy to be here." And then man, that man he got his bag, and then what happened? Money ain't never changed me. We seen you, bro. We seen it. We know that there's a difference in being professional. I do understand that. I do get that, right? But we've seen you, right? And then all of a sudden they practice, practice. We talking about practice. We talking about practice, not the game. We talking about practice. Like that's you. So it was like, I get it now. And now AI, like AI is being AI, which is great. Like you being you, but don't act like for that 4 years, man, that you were trying to work on that money and you didn't change because we saw it. We know it's fine, right? But at the end, like I said, everybody's replaceable in this business. Everybody's replaceable in the business. Like, and I'm not even like I'm not excluding myself. I am 100% like I'm not even on a high tier level, bro. Like, I know where I stand in this game, right? But I'm going to be the one person that consistently says, "Hey, man, like, know your business. Like, know your
Exactly.
business and know your morals. Because if you change, we're gonna see it." And I watched the person legitimately change it from me, and they got pissed when I called them out.
Go to bat for your team. Go to bat for your team.
No, you have to. You have to. You got to go back for your team. And that's how. I don't know. You don't end up alone, dying in the hospital because you're a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Look at
But
where's my life?
I
go?
guess I think we've gone good enough. Like I said, this would be a different episode of this Villains Lounge. We will me and Twitch will get back into the swing of things. I think we're talking about jumping on here for a little bit tomorrow. And then I think we're gonna look to changing days, I believe. So just be on the
Yes.
lookout for that.
I believe
And
it's Wednesdays.
yeah, so just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Follow us, like us, subscribe, buy our shit.
Buy
Thanks
their
for
shit.
listening. Well, you know what though? See, the thing is though, once we get a Villains Lounge T-shirt, then they'll be buying your shit too. So
Well, yeah, but that's not a thing. So
not yet,
go
but hey,
follow. Go follow on all these platforms right there.
yep.
Yep.
3 count underscore pod on Twitter and 3 count pod, all one word, on everything else. Subscribe to the Infinite Plus Network. That does help us out too as well. And just be on the lookout for all the new content. Now entering the ring, all that good stuff. Thank you, Ed. Much appreciated. Mr. Golden as well. As always, it's a pleasure with you being on here. And
Shout out
everybody
Mr.
else
Golden.
in the comments. So yeah, I guess we will see you guys soon, and we're gonna finish. We're out.
Right on.